All right, everyone. Over this last month, you've seen a series of successful boycotts against woke corporations, against the ones that are involved with ESG and things attendant to it. So Anheuser-Busch hiring the nobody knew who he was that was over 18, Dylan Mulvaney, for example, as being a brand manager and sending him customized Budweiser, didn't go over so well with Budweiser's core fan base. Bud Light has now tanked. They can't even give it away in some areas. They even had a Cope article yesterday. Funniest thing I've seen. Well, yes, it's done damage to Anheuser-Busch, but it's also hurting small retailers and family-owned businesses. Yeah, okay, well, stock a different beer. Okay, it's as simple as that. Oh my God, people aren't buying our beer. We might go out of business. Okay, well, there are beers that people do want to buy because they want to kill themselves. They want to destroy their liver. Anyway, the boycotts continue. Target is being targeted successfully. They lost a huge amount of money in an even shorter time. That boycott also puts them, when these companies are boycotted, and it's effective, when they lose 20, 30% of their stock value and billions of dollars in sales, they're forced to respond because it's untenable. You can't, without downsizing the company and reducing yourself, you wouldn't be able to pay the bills at some point because the profit margin in corporations isn't quite as exorbitant as a lot of people believe. Uncle Sam makes sure of that. Claim that farmers have the same problem. This farmer is worth $10 million on paper, but he takes out $9.5 million worth of debt in order to actually do that and then works 60 hours a week. I don't begrudge him the fruits of his labor. It's a pretty bitter fruit when you think about it. But now, what is the right wing doing? At least some right-wingers. They are poised to once again snatch defeat from the jaws of victory by giving an ideological boost to people who are labeling their boycotts hateful. They hate people. They hate people because they don't want the tuck underwear, the tuck your penis in undies right next to the kid shoes. I don't see a problem with boycotting a business over thinking that that's acceptable. In some cases, it's religious in nature. You've got a number of items in some of these Target stores that feature the art of some, I guess, LGBT plus MAP, whatever it is now, artist. And it's literally like Satan is tolerant and stuff like that. Now, it doesn't offend me. I don't really care if you Satan it up, but because I actually understand what Satanism is. You know, I'm wearing the demon shirt right now for a reason. I'm not offended by such things. But I can understand why many other people are, considering more than half the country is comprised of Christians. I don't think that Islamic Target shoppers want to see Satan there when they go and get their kids' next headscarf, by the way. I think that they're fairly unified on that. Interesting times. So it's bullshit. People are not boycotting because the company has a pride flag. Okay, nobody cares. But do you need to have the gay Satan shirt right next to the kids section, or can it be somewhere else in the store a little bit more? I mean, put it up right in front if you're really proud. Have it be the first thing people see when they come in. Redesign your stores so you have a permanent area of display right up front and see what happens. Now the right wing, though, having been victorious largely in forcing these companies to respond in such a way that then they also alienate the woke people, which sends them into a potential death spiral, potentially crushing the business. I don't hope that happens because people have got to eat, but, you know, it's forcing them to reconsider their ESG propaganda, which is lucrative otherwise, but not when you lose $9 billion in a single week. Now the right wing has decided to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. They're very good at doing this, and you don't have to be a partisan Republican to be part of that self-destructive trend. And a link in the description, not archived because it's my response to actually another tweet, wherein apparently people's new idea of how to combat Target specifically is by going in and grabbing up all the Pride merch off the shelf. Just load the car. Then they go to the front to pay, and everything's rung up, which is a laborious process. Probably takes half an hour considering the amount that's going to be in their car. And then they say, oh shit, I forgot my wallet. Whoops, sorry, and then they have to restock it all. Now, some people have pointed out that while this may be assholery, it's not really a terrible thing because, hey, they're paid by the hour. It doesn't matter whether they're stocking, restocking, scanning items, or cleaning up or whatever. I mean, they still have to work during the whole period, so you're not really giving them extra work per se. That may be true, but it makes you come off as a goddamn asshole who just simply wants to inconvenience the fucking Target worker. The problem is that some of those Target workers are non-woke and probably chuckle about the company's dumb policies in the break room already anyway. This is the case in other stores as well. Walmart, there's a half-assed attempt to target and boycott them right now. Not working as well, but Target has really gotten crippled. They get fucking pit-bombed over this issue. You already won. You convinced the public, by and large, this is not an uncommon concept, that no, the sexualized or satanic imagery, by and large, people don't want that next to the kids section. Again, the latter, not a huge problem for me, but I can understand why the average American would. It would be like if you have your store and then you have the pickled dead fetuses in abortion legality month or something like that. Okay, some people will not find that problematic. They'll wonder what the fuck you're doing and think you've gone mental or something. But there are going to be people who, for religious and moral reasons, are very, very upset with the abortion poster or something. I'm being hyperbolic with the pickled fetuses, of course. You got to understand your customers, and they appear not to do that. So you won. They didn't understand their customer base, and you forced them to back down. Then they alienated other groups of people that are woke. Then they reacted to that, re-alienated the other shoppers. They're having a big problem. So what do? You give another arrow for the quiver of the woke people to defend the store and to defend the concept and get hot under the collar, because now they can claim that you're mistreating workers, and you just, especially when you use the term wages, not everyone's in on that inside joke, by the way. It sounds pejorative to the soccer mom American who doesn't use 4chan or Reddit or something like that. They're still stuck on Facebook. You've got to actually use strategy and tact when you're dealing with public relations. So far, the companies have been failing at that. Somehow now, some of the people involved with the boycotts, despite the fact that you didn't need to change anything up because you were already winning, they said, hey, we're winning too much. Let's punch ourselves in the head. We're conservatives. We're supposed to be good at that. The company is self-destructing worse than we ever have. Quick, we've got to do something. I realize this isn't the average person that's doing this. I realize that this is a small number of people. But every time you do it, you risk somebody going to the local legacy media, and it goes up the chain, and all of a sudden tens of millions of soccer mom Americans think, wow, you know, I had a problem with Target's displaying that next to Jimmy and Sally's aisle, but I hate the fucking boycotters worse. Look at how they're treating these poor pimple-faced teenagers working part-time at Target. How dare they not drink Budweiser? I think I'll go out and buy a crate right now. Yeah, it's almost expired, but I can always chug it in the next 2 days. People will react that way because most people are trained to think in dichotomies. They can only think of us versus them, black and white. They're not capable of thinking in any other way. They've been run through the propagandistic public schooling system usually. So they think if boycotters do bad thing, boycotted thing must be good. It's caveman logic. This is 90% of the population's way of thinking. Maybe that's why these people keep self-destructing so bad. The liberals can do it. The conservatives get jealous. They start winning too much. They get scared. Give me a fucking break. Jesus Christ. That's about all. Peace out.